taking a look at a strategy and tactics game. It's an oldie, the 7 Years' War in Europe. Back in September of 1993, this came out, apparently. Anyway, this is a kind of a strategic level game of the 7 Years' War in Europe. And it uses a hexagonal map, and I believe it's a Joe Miranda design, so it has some interesting things to it. For example, the sequence of play starts with an events table and there's a diplomatic segment, and then you go through the seasonal turns: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And you can go through the entire 7 Years' War, although there is a short, I guess about 1 year opening scenario called Frederick Marches, so you can get a little bit of a taste of the game. The game uses some off-map charts to hold the armies, and basically just the leaders are on the board for the most part, if they're present. And the leaders are very important in this game. They have a strategic value, which impacts their ability to move. The better the ratings, the more likely that they'll be able to march to where they want to go. The worse the ratings, the more likely that they'll fail or maybe stay in place. They also have tactical ratings, which are used to affect a battle that they're involved in, as well as, rallying troops and things like that. Also, the troops in this game are interesting. They are presented by the size of the formation. However, they have a troop quality, like elite or veteran or, green, things like that. Those aren't exactly the ones, but the quality of the troop is as important, maybe more important than the size in this game. So it is an interesting game. And when you go through a turn, you have an impulse where you can take actions, and then you have a choice to continue into a second impulse. Of course, there are penalties to doing that, because it's simulating the fact that the troops are going to be fatigued and maybe having supply problems. So you can do up to 3 impulses, but each successive impulse, you're going to have higher penalties to conduct operations. So it's ideal to get the operations done in the beginning. This game focuses on 2 sides. You have the Prussian side and the coalition side. So it's really the Prussians against the Austrians here. However, you're going to have other major powers like Russia and Britain and Poland and countries like that are also involved. And the events table and the diplomatic tables can affect who is on your side when. And I would say the victory in the game mostly is trying to capture fortified cities, important fortified cities on the map. Either side is hoping to capture a certain amount of these, or to defend a certain amount of these to win. So I'm going to take a look at this game. I'm going to just play through the Frederick Marches scenario. It's only about 1 year, but it does show a little bit about what the potential of the game is. So this game starts in the summer of 1756, and in the opening of the game, Prussia is already aligned with Britain, and Austria is the leader of the coalition here in this area, aligned with Russia and France, although Russia and France don't have any troops available here until the winter of 1756. And at the beginning of the game, there is a balance of power index that starts at +4. So this is mildly in favor of the coalition, and there is no event at the beginning of this game. So what you see in the picture here is the Prussians are invading Austria-Bohemia, and you can see on the left in the blue, Frederick is heading toward Prague, The Austrians are in the red. And in the center, you see General Seydlitz has a force that has moved into Königgrätz. And then on the right side, General Zieten is moving to Olmütz. There is a small garrison in Olmütz, but it falls to General Zieten. In the next picture here, you can see Frederick is employing engineers to prepare a siege at Prague, and that's going to allow the Prussians to launch an assault. Of course, General Brown's defenders are going to try to prevent this, but in this case, his defenders crumble and Prussia wins a decisive victory. And of course, this affects the balance of power, so it's now swinging a little bit in favor of the Prussians. So it goes down to a +1. This is still neutral, but this brings an end to the summer of 1756.